Hey guys, and welcome to the first video of my new series, League of Legends Draft Analysis. In this series we will tackle or dive into League of Legends competitive drafts and analyze how they work, what they want to do, and basically at the end give a conclusion who, in my opinion, won the draft. And yeah, so for today's episode I've taken the draft from LEC. It was Week 2, Day 2, and Origen versus Fnatic. Fnatic on blue side, Origen on right side. So let's first take a look at the bans. We see Fnatic banning away the Kalista, Yuumi, and Aphelios. This basically signals that they want to pinch the AD carry pool because Upset is the strongest player on Origen, and he's really strong, and this also has reasons we will see later. Then Origen, they banned the Twisted Fate, Varus, and Syndra. So the one that is basically spikes up the most is the Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate, first of all, is banned because Nemesis is the mid lane of Fnatic is a really strong TF player. And second of all, TF basically is the champion that unlocks 1-3-1 comps in the current meta, because the current meta is all about team fights and objectives, right? But how you can play 1-3-1, this is what G2 have started to trend in Europe, is that you pick the TF and pick an early, strong early bot lane, like example Kalista, and then you and an early strong jungler, and then you try and secure the first 2 to 3 drakes, so you can safely trade towers for drakes in the later stages of the game. Because if the enemy gets to soul, the match is basically lost. But if they don't get to soul and you can basically trade inhibitors and stuff, you can get really far ahead, and you can basically snowball your early game lead. This is how you play the 1-3-1 in the current patch, and TF is really good at that because he has strong early game, he has strong setup with the gold card, and he has the ultimate, which makes it really easy to collapse in mid lane, from the side lanes into mid lane in the late stage of the game. Then the Varus basically is really strong AD carry at the moment, especially with the poke build, really annoying to play against. And the Syndra is banned mostly because Fnatic have shown that it's a flex pick, and it is really a strong pick in general in the meta right now. So then the first pick we see is from Fnatic. They pick Graves. And Graves, I think, is a really good champion in the current meta because of the jungle XP buffs, but he is really not a good first pick, because Graves, what he does is he counters specific team compositions. He counters low range and he counters weak backline. So what we see Origen responding with is the Orianna Ezreal, which is really a good answer into the Graves, because Ezreal is very mobile, he has long range with his Q, so he can just kite the Graves basically, and he has his E to get out of out of bad situations, basically, if the Graves ever gets up to him. Then we see the Orianna, which is also, she has really long range, she has high magic damage, and she has, with the Phase Rush build, she has very good kiting abilities as well, right? She can just Q, W, auto attack and just run away. So then Fnatic picked the Soraka Leona, and this basically reveals the whole game plan for this game, because this is the core comp. You may ask yourself why, but it's because the Soraka isn't a good blind in mid or top. She has a lot of bad matchups, but because Origen revealed the Ezreal, Fnatic can safely pick Soraka into that, because Ezreal is can't really pressure her in lane, and they've banned away all the champions that are really good into her laning wise, with the Kalista and the Aphelios. But this is where first criticism of Fnatic's draft is that, another criticism of Fnatic's draft is the Yuumi ban, because I would have actually loved to see an Ezreal ban here, because again, Ezreal is so mobile and there's such long range, he can easily kite the Graves, and this would have forced Origen or Upset into a lower range AD carry, which isn't really that good at, not really that good at countering Graves. So basically what Fnatic shows here is what they want to do in this game. They want to, what do I take a green pencil for this? They want Soraka to buff up the Grave so he can just destroy the enemy team, right? In Baron and Drake Pit. So, and what the Leona's job is, yeah, she has good engage, but her main job in lane will be actually not to engage, but to keep the Soraka safe, right? She wants to basically stand in front right here, as you can see here, and eat up all the damage that Ezreal tries to bring onto the Soraka, because Soraka in early game is very squishy. So she basically wants to, if a trade happens, she can just insta-CC to, for example, enemy jungler or Ezreal or Thresh, and Soraka can use a Q to get the movement speed and run away. So she's basically going to be in the early game, she's going to be a peel bot for Soraka. Then we see OG pick up the Thresh, which is a really nice pick here because first of all he's engaged, that's really nice, but most of all his W, his Lantern, right? If Oriana or Ezreal are ever in a situation where they are about to be assassinated by Graves, the Thresh can stand back, throw out the Lantern, and they can use it to travel backwards and again kite Graves and deal damage to him in a range where Graves can deal damage to them. So, and then we see the next bans, they are Trundle and Volibear. That's basically just two target jungle bans. Fnatic tried to ban out junglers that can duel the Graves in the early game, because if Graves doesn't get ahead, this draft is going to be really useless, right? Because if your Graves isn't strong, you don't have someone to carry your game. So they try to ban out junglers that can duel him early. And OG, they recognize that Fnatic are very low range and that they need long range options basically to fight against all the kiting power that Origen have. So they ban away the Azir, which is one of the, first of all, the safest blinds in mid, and he's a very long range mage, so he can basically fight the backline even if they try to kite him, because he has the Q and the soldiers. And yeah, and then they ban away the Gangplank, because the Gangplank would basically counter their comp, right? They want to kite back, and Gangplank ultimate with the slow is really good at denying the kiting. So if Gangplank press R on the enemy team, Graves is very free to just run up and basically assassinate them. Then we see OG pick up the set, which is technically a flex pick, but in Europe it's mostly played jungle. And the set has 3 robots in this draft. Yes, the first one is going to be to eat up damage. He's just going to be the frontline. He's going to probably build full tank and use W to just fight Fnatic and be very tanky, right? So the backline can DPS onto Graves and the rest of Fnatic. And then the second one is going to be basically not disengage, but peel again, right? We see Graves tries to run in, Set uses the Facebreaker to pull him into him, so he can't get onto the backline. And his third job is going to be ulting the Soraka, right? He can basically run up from behind, ult the Soraka into his team. She can get wombo comboed by Oriana and Ezreal ultimate, and she's just dead. And without Soraka, Graves is a lot more useless than he is right now. So set pick, I really like it here, and it's also, it has strong dueling. I don't know how good the matchup is early game into Graves, but it's probably okay. Then we see Echo and Wukong from Fnatic. And the Wukong, I understand, they try to find a little bit more engage, right? They get layers of engage, right? Leona tries to engage, they get away, then they get Wukong in there to Cyclone the enemy team and knock them up. But again, they have so much kite, it's like not really that worth it. Even if he finds the engages, they can just, after that, they can kite away very easily. And the Echo pick I don't really understand, because Echo, what he wants to do in the mid to late game is he wants to split push. He's a good side laner, but he doesn't really have team fight capabilities, right? He, I think it's just a counter pick into Oriana and for like lane phase. But yeah, it doesn't really fit into Fnatic's comp holistically, because Echo, he wants to sideline, and what Fnatic, right? Yeah. Oh no, wait, I'm still to play. What Echo wants to do, he wants to, in the late game, he wants to be in the sideline and split push, right? But what Fnatic's team, the rest of Fnatic's team want to do is they want to fight around objectives, right? They want to have like Graves here and Soraka buff up him and all the other guys. And then Echo's just lost kind of in sidelines, right? And Echo can also do a second job, which is assassinating the backline, because again they are really safe and have good peel and protection. So the Echo pick, I really don't quite get it here. Then we see the last pick from Origen, which is going to be the Malphite. Malphite I think also is really nice here, because you have another good frontline option. He can tank, because he gets so much armor, he can tank all the damage from the Graves, which is Fnatic's basically only damage source. Only DPS source, and because he's a tank, he can't really get assassinated by the Echo. So, and why he also slots in very well is he can just, right, if we again have like a team fight setup here, so like this, maybe like this, and we have like OG right here, like this, flashback here, the 4 lanterns, and then these two in the front line. So, right, we have Echo maybe coming from behind or something, and then we can just see the Malphite can fly into the team, and basically they can use the Malphite Oriana ultimate wombo combo to just insta-kill the Soraka, which really destroys Fnatic's team comp, because without the Soraka, the Graves pick really isn't that strong in this team composition, at least, right? So, I can just pull that stuff back here, this, and this, and this. So, so who do I think won this draft? In my opinion, really, Origen very much outdrafted Fnatic, because they reveal early what the game plan is going to be with the Graves Soraka, and OG realized that as well. They draft long range, they draft a safe backline and a really strong frontline to tank up the Graves. So in my opinion, it's really a clear win for Origen, because they can just they've just countered what Fnatic want to do. The Graves can't carry the game if he can't get any kills, or just gets out DPS'd by enemy backline. So yeah, that's it for the video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe for more content of this kind, and if you have any games you want me to analyze, just tell me and I will look into them. Bye bye.